So a lot of you mentioned the network that Newhouse has. I know that that's something that I heard about before I even knew about my particular program with public diplomacy. And when I went to apply, I actually called up a friend who works at the university because if somehow it feels like everyone in Newhouse knows someone who might help you. So I'm going to open it up to the alumni. If you can bring up a story, some little vignette about how the Newhouse network has helped you get your job, your current role, your first role? Is it a real thing? If you can talk about that, if anyone wants to start us off.
So, quick background, I grew up in Syracuse, New York, so it was always really just a dream to go to Syracuse. Went there for my undergrad, did BDJ, and then went back for TRF, the TRF program. So, I graduated in May of 2024, and now I'm out in Los Angeles working for the Rams as a video producer. And so, really, throughout my time at Syracuse during my undergrad, as a BDJ major, it was very competitive, and I didn't quite fit in with the whole broadcast theme. I wasn't, big into being on TV. I didn't think I had the voice for radio, and so I found film pretty late into college. Applied to work for our athletic teams as a video editor and video intern. And after 1 year, my senior year there, decided that in order to be successful, I would probably need to do at least another year of sports shooting. So that was my main reason for going back to Syracuse, and then going into the film program. And that kind of led me to what did I not expect from it? I felt very behind. Obviously, I didn't have much film experience, and I knew a lot of people that were coming into that TRF program, had a lot of experience, but I really left that program feeling very confident, and I think it really led me to where I am today, which is working in the NFL, which was my dream coming out of college, and it happened very quickly.
Thank you. Does someone else want to jump in about how the Newhouse network has helped you after you graduated?
My name's Katie Kiesling. I am a graduate of the Goldring Arts Journalism and Communications, which I think has a few other words tacked in there now, program. I was originally working in the theater scene in New Jersey and Philadelphia before grad school. Loved that it was 1 year. Loved that I could come in with an arts background and leave with an amazing journalism skill set. And I'm the current arts and culture feature writer at the Times Union. And during boot camp, one of the assignments that we had as arts journalists actually like thrust us into the Newhouse network. And we had to connect with an alum from our program. And I connected with this amazing journalist, J.R. Pierce. He's now the managing editor at American Theater. And he has been like the alumni are just so open to helping you, be it he'll throw jobs my way that might suit me, or if I have questions as I'm like starting to navigate, okay, what do I want my next steps to be in my career? He's someone who's gone through that already. These alumni are people who've gone through that already. And they've just been like so helpful, all of the Ring alum that I've reached out to with any sort of career question of like helping me look at resumes, look at cover letters, like help me navigate, like, does this feel like a lateral move or a logical next step for me? Or is this like too many steps that I'm trying to take by applying for this role? And it's just such an invaluable resource. I cannot stress enough like how much I want you all to take advantage of the Newhouse network and the alumni of all of your respective programs, if you decide to come.
Thank you, Katie. Maddie, if you want to chime in.
Yeah, so I got my current job through one of my professors at Newhouse. So I think that just going like my piece of advice, I guess, would be like when you're going through the program, there are so many people in Newhouse or, your professors know people who know people. So putting like your best foot forward every day in class because sometimes they can reach out to you with opportunities, like a couple of people have already mentioned. Um, so I got my job that I'm currently in through Newhouse through professor, and then I also teach currently at Newhouse as well, and I got that through one of my old Newhouse professors. So, people are like always looking to help Newhouse people get jobs, and I think too, one of the things that I have learned is if there is a job that aspired to be in one day and that person went to Syracuse, they love helping out current Newhouse students, Newhouse alum. So don't be afraid to like ask for, just like an introductory call, um, or connect with them because Newhouse people love Newhouse people and Syracuse people love Syracuse people. So I think that every person that I've met that has gone to Syracuse or gone to Newhouse, um, loves to talk about Syracuse and also is very willing to help anyone that graduates from the program.
I love that. Yeah, I'm from Florida, and when I go back home, go to the beach and wear my Syracuse shirt, like as a sun cover up, I get a lot of people from the area who are like, "Oh, my so and so went there." So it is a very tight group knit of people. Okay, Phoebe, I see your hand up.
I have two examples. My first was for my internship credit. Um, I interned at Once Upon a Farm. If anyone's seen the Capital One commercials with Jennifer Garner, everything they say about her is true. She is the sweetest human being. She posted my grad photos, which was super cool. Humble flex, but anyway, my boss, well, who would end up becoming my boss, reached out to my advisor, Professor Ed Russell, and said, there's an internship opening that I'm going to be managing, and like we're taking other applications, but candidly, I want to manage someone from Newhouse. Like I would rather have someone from Newhouse because I know I can depend on their work. Um, so he sent us the application privately, and I ended up filling it out, and he like sent his recommendations. He ended up recommending me. I ended up getting it. It was great. But so that was one. My second one is that which is also another thing that I wish I knew is send the cold email. Do not be afraid to send the cold email. It is the most awkward thing in the world, but we all had to do it. When that internship ended at Once Upon a Farm, I ended up, so I was 2 months between gigs where I had, I think, 450 applications out is when I stopped counting, just based on the number of like confirmations I had in my unread email folder. And it was then that I finally swallowed my pride and got out of the LinkedIn black hole and started actually looking up alumni that worked in the agencies I was interested in. And I sent the cold emails and said, hey, I saw on the alumni database that you're at Edelman, that you're at Saatchi and Saatchi, that you're at GCI Health. And even if you just didn't update your profile and you're not there anymore, if you know someone who is, and can connect me with them, I'd greatly appreciate you. Go Orange. And I had an interview at Edelman within 2 days. I was employed within 2 weeks after 450 applications. So like, please let me be your cautionary tale. Send the cold email out. And if your network is as strong as mine, which I take it if you commit to Newhouse, it will be. Personally, I answer that email any day of the week.
That's amazing. And there is actually a database, just so you all know. Like,
yes, you have to take a class to get into it. Take the
still
class.
do with Bridget. I don't know if Bridget was around when you were here, but yeah, you have to actually take a class to learn like etiquette to write these cold emails. And then you're in by a class. I mean, it's like 2 little
Yeah,
evenings.
it's two sessions. Take the class. Not everyone I knew took it. Some people I know are still looking for jobs because they didn't take it. Take the class.
I totally second that. Okay, Carrie, I see you have something to say.
Well, just talking about mentorship inside of Newhouse, my path was that I came in with different research interests that I wanted to try out in the media studies program. And I received a lot of different support from both my program director, from a professor I approached with a cold email. So 100% second the cold email before you get here. And saying, I see that your research interests align with mine. Can I talk to you about it? So I spoke with her via phone before I even moved to Syracuse from Portland, Oregon. So it's just they make themselves available in ways that are pretty surprising. And then once I got to Syracuse, I actually ended up doing research with another professor who became my mentor and has really opened almost any door for me that is possible. And I just, they do it with such selflessness. And just kind of like, I saw this and I thought of you. And so multiple opportunities from the same person, which feels very much like just a gift. And so there's just a lot of open doors. I started my career at the Food Network, and I always joked that the Food Network always opened a lot of doors for me. But now I feel like it's Newhouse instead. So
Thank you. I love that. Okay, Michael.
Yeah. So going off of everything, the cold email, which is 100% true. Not only did I sent a cold email out to get more answers, I guess, before going into Syracuse with a professor I mentioned before, Olivia Stomsky, in charge of the SMC. She seemed like she was probably the best person to ask my question towards to see where I wanted to go. And she's also, as Carrie mentioned, is a mentor to me that I still keep in touch with. Also, a shout out with Carrie. We had comm law together with Professor Wagner. So even the Orange family, like everyone, you'll bump into everybody that you'll see
it's so
from
small.
Syracuse.
It's so small.
Yeah,
We see like this happens a lot. And
yeah,
shout out back to you. It's Kamla.
no problem. And so it really was, and even people outside of your program, as I was in BDJ, but comm law was a requirement, and you meet new people and different studies or areas or expertises, and so that was always a really cool thing for the job portion of it. So for the cold email for after I graduated, it was in a similar boat where I was kind of like looking for a job. I did a capstone program, which was part of a requirement for my program with the Indianapolis Colts. Was out there for 6 weeks after graduation, which was a great experience in the summertime. And I feel like that is where mostly the job hiring cycle was. So at some point, I felt like I kind of missed the boat. So I was also, I think, a little bit picky in terms of location or job or anything like that. But I got to the point where I don't know if I made it to 450 emails, but there was a lot of applications sent out and everything like that. But it was sending out a cold email. It got to the point where I was going to websites, to TV stations, going to their sports department or sports director. A lot of their bios had Newhouse alumni. Those would be easy ones that I would, reach out to and kind of had a connection with from the Syracuse Orange. They know the products that Syracuse puts out and Newhouse puts out. And then I would kind of work backwards of if they say they started in May of 2021 or 2020. I knew that their contracts would be coming up, so I would try to get a head start of, oh, there's going to be a job opening there before it's even posted. I would love to be. It might be awkward. I put my resume reel, a link to my YouTube resume reel. Here's take a look. I would love to be considered for the job, just to get ahead of the curve on that one. But sending a cold email is how I got my current job. I sent a cold email out. They looked, and the weight that Newhouse had on it, they kind of expedited the process. From every other job interview I had, the correspondence back and forth took about 2 months. I was hired within 2 weeks. They brought it to the GM of the station, and he was like, "Oh, he's a Newhouse guy," and they were like, "All right, let's get this going." So I was very thankful for that and the prestige that Newhouse holds. But yeah, sending out a cold email and kind of getting that going is very, very important and underrated. And then going to the alumni question too, one of my best days in Newhouse was it was a Boost the Q stay back when we were there in, I believe it was 2023 at that time. And Scott Hansen, who will be speaking in Newhouse tomorrow, who is in NFL Red Zone, Um, he was there the whole day for Boost the Cuse, and our grad class and undergrads even got to really spend the entire day with him, pick his brains, talk to him as an alumni, and he's kind of a connection now with that whole alumni base, which was really cool. And then I still speak to professors like Maddie's boss at News Channel 9, Stephen Fonte, or Olivia Stomsky, as I mentioned, and I send my resume reel out to them even as I update it to kind of get their feedback. So the alumni or the Newhouse family is still always connected, and it's just huge.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, employers know that you're drinking out of a fire, what is it? Drinking out of a fire hose when you're here. And they know what that does for you, which is it makes sure you know so many different sides of multiple different industries, which is really cool. So what's also cool is we have people joining us from all over the world, Texas, Georgia, South Dakota, and Nigeria, which is really fun. Shea Dadani to those in Lagos.